Good morning, kindergarten friends. It's Miss Tess. I am not going to make it to lesson today. I have a really big headache and I'm getting ready to leave to go home. But I don't want to leave you without some artwork to work on today. So I'm going to quickly go over some of our next steps so that you can work on your own and we can meet back tomorrow together and we can talk about how we'll paint our pieces. Remember yesterday we did a couple sketches. We were coming up with some fish that we can draw, some good ideas. I have a lot from all of my practice that I can choose from. When we spend time sketching, it helps us prepare our ideas. So when we sit down with our final project paper, we feel prepared to move forward with our next step. You're going to need your crayons today, and you'll probably want your pencil too. What you're going to work on today is drawing out your two ideas. So you should have two pieces of your white project paper. You're going to first sketch out your design on your paper, and then you're going to use your crayons to trace your design. We don't really want to color anything in. Just use our crayons to create the outlines. We'll add color with our watercolors. So remember, we use our shapes to help us plot the space for our fish, and then we use that to start creating that fish. Those shapes help us to get the shape that we want by letting us kind of plot the space our fish is going to fill. So the reason we work in pencil first is pencil is what allows us to make a mistake. Because if we don't like a line, an eraser is a great tool to use to get rid of the lines that we don't want. So all my extra lines I can go back and erase to get them out of the way of the parts that I really like. Now, I want you to go ahead and go through all the steps of drawing your fish first in your pencil before you move on to your crayons. But I just want to show you quickly how I want you to proceed on this. So after you draw everything, and you should have your patterns drawn in here too. Miss Tess is moving forward to make this a quick video, so you have some directions for today. So you're going to go in and you're going to trace all your pencil lines. Tracing your pencil lines might take a little bit of time to really work on staying on your lines. But again, if you go off your lines a little bit, you can go back with your eraser. To erase. So I want you to create your patterns and trace those lines as well. Make sure the fish that you draw have all of our parts of a fish that we talked about. So I would keep going there, and I would also create my pattern on my fins. And remember to create the pieces in the background too. I remember that if I draw things behind my fish, it'll help make sure my fish looks like it's the closest thing to me. Draw my jellyfish tentacles. Are you noticing how much when we draw, we're using shapes and lines to help us create everything that we're making in our art? So as I'm working, I'm already envisioning how I'll start to add my watercolor tomorrow. We're going to watercolor our pieces. We're going to remind ourselves how to use our paints correctly. I'll make a piece of coral too. And I remember that my watercolor is going to help my crayons are going to help my watercolor to stay exactly where I want it to on my piece, because the wax of the crayons are going to resist. All right, so I would keep working to fill my page with my underwater scene, and I still have some more patterns to add. So today on your own, I want you to take your sketches that you made of your fish, and I want you to create your two fish. Remember, our two fish to be very different. I want you to sketch them out with your pencil and then trace everything with your crayons. You can add a little color to your crayons, but don't color anything in. We will fill in our color when we do that with watercolor tomorrow to do our watercolor resist. I hope to see you all tomorrow, and I'll send out a message in the morning. Have a great day, and I can't wait to see what all your fish look like tomorrow. Bye-bye.